Nintendo suing palworld for patent infringement is like the pot calling the kettle black, because clearly they didn't realize that Dragon Quest was already a thing when they made Pokemon. And before you Pokemon fanboys come in here and try to say, oh, well, Pokemon's a unique thing, it is nothing like Dragon Quest. Sure, buddy, whatever you want to say to make yourself sleep at night. I'm not sure exactly why Nintendo is even able to sue palworld for patent infringement. I mean, let's be real, it's a load of bullshit. Even if your patent covers it, your patent was clearly not legitimate to begin with because you stole your initial design off of Dragon Quest. But hey, I just wasn't aware that Nintendo gets to steal things from other people, but as soon as you start stealing things from Nintendo, I mean, oh my fucking god, get in fucking line, brother. What the fuck do you think you're doing? This is if Naughty Dog sues like Dying Light for having zombies in the fucking game. It's like, that's not your thing. You didn't come up with this design. Like, how are you supposed to sue them for something you didn't make? And that's what kills me about this entire lawsuit, because Nintendo is seen as sort of a good guy in the gaming industry. They stick to themselves. They're not buying up companies at like, I mean, a rapid pace like these other console developers. They're relatively sticking to themselves. They're making their own games and they're making them well without doing all the extra bullshit. But now they're just showing that they're like every other company. They don't care about you. They care about their bottom line. And I mean, we all knew that. But it's one thing to know something, and it's another for a game company to come out and slap it across your face. If palworld came out, sold 20 copies, Nintendo wouldn't have gave a flying fuck if it was on the gaming store. But because it came out, sold unbelievably well, and probably competed with the newest Pokemon, they wanted that shit gone. All I'm saying is, whatever Pokemon gets from suing palworld, they should immediately turn around and give it straight back to Dragon Quest, because essentially that's where the money came from. The whole ideology behind this lawsuit is that I'm allowed to innovate off of other people's designs, but because you're a stupid indie company and you can't fight back, you're not allowed to innovate off of my designs. Which is exactly what happened with Take-Two and It Takes Two. It Takes Two filed to copyright protect their game, which was their right, and Take-Two said, well, you have Take-Two in your name, so fuck you. And It Takes Two was simply too small to fight back, so they had to just give in. Somebody has to at some point fight back against these big companies, and if nobody does, the gaming industry will never recover, and therefore our assholes as consumers will be unbelievably spread. If palworld loses this, you won't be able to innovate off of other people's game designs. Like a game like Valorant would not be able to exist, because it's essentially CSGO but with abilities. Even though it added its own take, under this precedent that Nintendo is using, it wouldn't be allowed. Fuck, Overwatch wouldn't even be allowed to exist in this scene. I mean, let's be real. Overwatch is a carbon copy of Team Fortress 2. It was the whole precedent of the game. That's if Sony like sent a lawsuit to Xbox and said, look, dude, you're making a gaming console. Stop it, man. That's like my thing. That makes no fucking sense. This whole lawsuit is so fucking stupid. This is also probably only being brought up by Nintendo because Pokemon as a IP and as a franchise is slowly dying and is slowly losing popularity. If Pokemon was still absolutely dominating the industry in every way, shape, or form, Nintendo would not give a flying fuck. But Nintendo sees palworld as competition, and since their domination over the industry and their domination over that sphere of the industry is now being threatened, oh boy, is Nintendo shitting themselves. Nintendo is a company that hasn't faced much competition when it comes to Pokemon. Most companies didn't even have the balls to try and compete with Pokemon. It's just so popular. But the only competitor on the scene finally raised their ugly head, and Nintendo is cowering behind a lawsuit. They know that's the only way they could beat palworld because they can't make a better game than palworld, so they're forfeiting and just suing them. Long gone are the days of NFL 2K and Madden dropping around the same time and there being competition. Now you're either suing them or you're signing exclusivity deals to keep any competition out of that sphere. It's truly sad what gaming companies are starting to turn to instead of just making better games. Instead of a lawsuit, I have a very simple solution for Nintendo. Make a Pokemon game that people fucking want. It's not that hard. Palworld would not have moved a single fucking copy if it wasn't for the fact that people just weren't liking Pokemon at the time. The only solution to the situation is just beating Nintendo in court, and let's be real, that's just not happening. The only other solution is to boycott Pokemon games, and the gaming industry is just too pathetic to do that. Gaming companies would use and abuse your asshole, but for some reason, it's like a bad boyfriend. Gamers can't help but go back. They can't help but say, guys, he's better this time. He's matured, guys. He's better than he was last time. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're not fucking the guy. I mean, just get over yourself. Nintendo is not the only company making games like this. People wonder why, I mean, fucking Rockstar Games is trying to charge you $120 for a fucking game. Because you're fucking sheep. You're gonna buy anything they feed you. They grow grass in front of you, you're gonna fucking eat it. They tell you to drink bleach, you're gonna fucking drink it if it means you get closer to their game. They've got you by the fucking balls, and simple fact is Rockstar knows it. Not just Rockstar knows it. Why do you think Nintendo has the balls to go after their competition even though that they really didn't do anything wrong? Simple fact is, worst case scenario, they lose the lawsuit, palworld continues doing their thing, and they still sell millions of copies, and best case scenario, they still sell millions of copies and get rid of any competition that may kind of hinder their money flow. Look at Madden. Madden's literally been producing the same game every single fucking year, and people still buy it. Not to say I'm not innocent in this case. I'm gonna be real. I'm a fucking sheep. I'll suck any dick that comes to me as long as I like it. Like, it's that simple. Gaming industry is still fun at the end of the day, even though they're bad games, and that's precisely the fucking problem. Unfortunately, it's just not gonna change anything. People want Nintendo games, and as long as they want Nintendo games, they're gonna buy Nintendo games, and then Nintendo's gonna get rid of competition to make sure you have no other choice. That's gonna be the future of the gaming industry. It's truly sad. It's truly pathetic. I mean, just look at the PS5. Sony has absolutely no competition, so they're going to use and abuse you. They got rid of all competition by just ruining their console by forcing them to buy other companies. It's truly pathetic what this industry has come to. I'm gonna end this video here. It's not 8 minutes. Fuck my asshole if you want, YouTube. I really don't care. I'll see you guys later.